Are
All
you
right,
recording?
I am now live and recording. So, as we recall, about a month ago, we made a projection saying, oh, if we're going to war, there are two scenarios. We could just remain in blockade or there could be violence. And we did not consider the next option, which is that the hero of the day, Trump, would save the world from impending disaster and bring oil prices back down again. Look at that. We are well below support now. There's where we are. That's the price we're at. And this was support. This was market structure. $76. Currently sitting at 75.89. But the question is, where did all this money go? Like, that's a big drop on oil considering, like, we do not have a good situation with oil. Okay? There are shortages. The strait was closed. Oil was not delivered for a long time. That is going to have an energy buildup, an effect of huge energy buildup on the price because there's a restriction in the market right now. A lot of the refineries they had to shut down because they didn't have anywhere to put the oil. So they actually shut things down. When you shut down an oil refinery, it's a process. It takes 6 months to bring it back online again.
6 months.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
There's a whole industry called, there's people who have jobs in the oil field and they only
Do
work
shut down.
shutdowns
Yep.
because that's their specialty.
Yep.
Things are shut down. We got to do all the maintenance, everything that we possibly can while things are shut down. Because and they are doing the maintenance while they're starting the plant back up again because it takes weeks. So where did this money go? How did this drop when we know A, there's a shortage? Where did the money go? Who sold? And where did the money go? Does anybody know? This is an interesting chart. It looks like a meme coin chart. This is the 1 hour chart. Let's go down to the 5 minute chart. This is the 5 minute chart. Do you see what that watermark is?
That's SpaceX.
Yeah, they just launched. This is the 5 minute chart. They just launched back on Friday last week. Friday morning, markets opened up, and SpaceX was in full production. Now a public company. Well, it was only supposed to open at $135 a share. It didn't open at $135 a share. It opened at $150 a share. And it shot up and is now at $215. That's 4 days, 43% increase. Why? Because they were done making their money with the oil and all the volatility from the war, and they're just transferring it over to the next form of equity. This is the newest altcoin. And the reason why it opened up so high compared to what it was being offered was because Elon did a great job at selling the international investors on the fact that they need $36 trillion to go to Mars. So Elon told the investors this company's worth $36 trillion. You're going to want to get in on this. And the sheeple said, sure, that sounds like a great idea. They believe him.
Are you sure his name's not Danconia?
Right? Is it though? That's the thing. Dan Anconia, he was a good guy. Is this Dan Anconia or is this more of just a Tony Stark. I don't know.
I got to get a little bit more sweetener for my coffee.
Audrey, how are things?
Good.
Yeah, good. So we went from oil. First off, think about this too. US 30 just keeps on going up. Let's go to the 4-hour chart. Still climbing. Why? Because the money came out of oil. Right? Oil prices are down. Why? Because they were done making their money from the volatility of the war and they put the money back into the markets. There's this part of me that just feels so sad that we're going to make another calculation on the US 30 versus gold and silver. And as long as my calculator will open, there we go. 52,175 divided by price of gold, 43.34. It's now 12.04 ounces. Archaics said that he figured that this was going to be a signal of abundance, that what we were headed into was actually the opposite of a recession. And I'm starting to wonder if he's right.
Well, according to the astrology, I can't remember the lunation in July, whether it's the new moon, yeah, probably the new moon in July. It's in Leo, and Leo is rules the metal gold.
Yes, it does. So there you have it. Oil markets are going up. Silver did come up from a support line here. Market structure seems to be holding so far. But in order for us to know for sure, the longer it does not go above this resistance, the longer it takes, the more likely we'll see lower prices. So right now, we do have this down here. It did not beat out the previous low, so it's still within support. But this little push up here, will the bears or the bulls win? Well, I can tell you right now that if SpaceX continues a 43% rise every week,
every 4 days,
then we know. And that's 4 days. It's only 2 trading days. 2 trading days, 43%. I told you, it's the newest meme coin. How long is it going to last? Well, as long as people, and I think Wayne says, and I'm starting to agree with him, enough people are unifying on the nonpartisan issue of the data centers. Because it's easy enough to get the environmentalists to be pissed off about it. And it's easy enough to get all of the people that are more concerned about privacy than safety, right? Both of those people are finding unity on that. Wayne is quite certain that we're going to see public sabotage on the data centers.
To be perfectly honest, as we drove back in from the mountains the last time, and I saw what is probably, I don't know if it's a water line or, no, it must be a natural gas line, because it's one of those lines that come up and then kind of like they're bridging over something, but there are valves to open and close the line. And I immediately thought, oh, that's a natural gas line. Ooh, that's kind of exposed, isn't it? That's not a good thing to have visible to the road.
Yep. Gold actually did go down below the previous low being back here on March 23rd. We went down now to low of 4,023, currently up to 4,300. And again, that's a pretty, I'm going to move some lines here so we can just see. It's a pretty significant zone. This whole area, this white to red, that's the all-time high. I'm going to keep it there just for distance purposes. But we also have to remember that this long run here that we had, look how long it had been since the trend line. Like this trend line starts all the way back in October 2023. So this trend line is very long. And it hasn't touched the trend line at all since here. That's December 2024. So the rise that it had, this acceleration, it did call for a correction. And it makes sense that we would come back and retest this long-term trend line. Otherwise, it's trying to support 113% growth in that year and a half period. Gold silver ratio still consolidating. We are now above that trend line as we broke out of that there at the beginning of June. Just going to quickly touch base on the tech stocks. Oh, look. Also coming up along with Tesla. So like all the oil is going back into the tech. Google, Nvidia, all of them bouncing off of a support line. Oracle. Palantir didn't bounce though. Palantir has an inner trend line that's providing some resistance right now. Also, public opinion of Palantir is deteriorating, and a lot of investors are like, ooh, this is a publicly traded company, and people can tell where my money is. So there are a lot of people. I'm not saying the big ones, the elites, are pulling out, but I think we are seeing some people hesitant to put it in, like at their local banks and stuff. You know, the people that use Wealthsimple and so on and so forth. Tesla continuing to rise. This stock we're also going to be following simply because it's one of the big tech companies that we are seeing lead the way to the surveillance within our vehicles. But that rising wedge is very obvious, isn't it? We'll see what happens there. Got itchy nose. Look at that. Asian markets on the rise again. Finding a new high at, what is that, $70,000 US. I saw a report from Unusual Whales saying that I think it was Bloomberg. They said that the S&P 500 could go to 7,000. Well, what's the S&P 500 at right now? This is the another index. Oops. This is another index. Oh no, it's at 75 right now. I can't. Oh, maybe he said 10. I can't remember now. Doesn't matter. Should have did the research on that one before I talked about it. But yeah, they said that was going to go up a bunch more and that it could probably do that by the end of the year. Well, whenever they say that, if they're making the public statement, it usually means the opposite. What's going to happen though? I don't know. They can make this fraud go on as long as they want. They've been proving that. I really like I really like reading up on just Dario's stuff, and his podcasts are tough to get through because he speaks really slowly, but he's still quite confident that we're going to see oil go back up again. That it has to be delayed. That the what's occurred is that the wise investors are just getting wiser, and they are able to in real time demonstrate to their peers how fabricated the pricings are. That's the blessing that we're witnessing with the economy right now, in how all of this is playing out. Bitcoin dominance bouncing off of that trend line again, but definitely not making it very high up above that support, maintaining below the 59 and a half mark. Yep. Bitcoin prices coming back up, seeming to get back up above the previous resistance, but it has to actually get a leg up over top of this right now, because we can see that in this area, there's another mini pivot point. So in order for us to know that we're getting up above that, we got to we got to actually see that become support. So if the bulls are not able to pull things back up, and I would say might as well just go for that trend line again. If it can't get up above that trend line, we'll probably see another decline in the cryptos. Ethereum bouncing back up above the trend line. But it needs to, again, we have resistance over here. That's this point where we just finished reaching, right? So will it maintain that support off of the trend line and reach another high? The longer it takes, the less likely it is. This is the total market capitalization of all the altcoins below Ethereum. Maintained support from the lows that we saw back in February, which is encouraging. But we can also see that this resistance right here, that stems from this when it was support. So for us to have a confirmation that we're headed back up, we need to get above that. Currently in consolidation. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and just redraw this rectangle because this is more relevant. ADA reaching a low last week of, that was on Saturday, 15 cents US. It's pulled back up again, now sitting at 17. We are far below that major market structure. C is definitely being retested. The next low, if it does go lower, the next low it's slated to be is back prior the last alt season, bringing us down to around 10 cents. Midnight, still consolidating, not forming lower lows as most of the other coins did. And that's because a smaller market capitalization and a more targeted audience is holding it. XRP doomed to fail, but probably still has a lot of life in it. They are ramping up the marketing, I tell you. I went for years seeing different ads for crypto, and over the last little while, the algorithm seems to have because of my previous consumption of data, it figures that, hey, this guy likes crypto. Let's send him nothing but XRP. Tells me that they are pushing XRP because they plan on pulling that rug. XRP is a private chain meant to come alongside and work in parallel with the banks. But the banks are not going for it. Why would they use a private chain to facilitate transactions between other banks? They're not going to do that. They're going to keep their SWIFT system, and that we found out confirmed at the beginning of March. Hash that. That's something I need to send to David as kind of like an added benefit. Here's some great things, but I want to give you some caution against some of the coins that are out there being shilled. BitTensor consolidating at the moment, but we've definitely broken out of this wedge. So I'm going to get rid of it. Fetch actually showing life. AI might very well show signs of life before the altcoins, especially when we see the altcoins dropping down, trending downwards. And in the midst of that, even though there was this drop here, the most previous high beat out the one before it. We got to get up. We got to get up above that trend line, really, to feel most comfortable about there being upward motion where the bulls are winning. But that the pattern is not the same as with the other altcoins. In fact, quite different, quite opposite. There was a drop in Ethereum and then a coming back up again. With Fetch, this drop here resulted in a higher high. Polygon consolidating after the drop from the beginning of June. Desync maintaining itself fairly well. The drop was significant, but it seems to be holding its own right now, sitting at about 0.6 of a cent. Recovery on this one. Recovery back to the levels where we originally purchased 2 years ago. 2,500%. Just to recover to where we started. And it's so easy to look at that and be like, look at how much money we lost. No, the trade's not closed. You haven't lost anything. There is no P&L to record until you close the trade. Clearpool also down from when we started. 85%. Superverse, NPC dropping. Look at that. SPX actually maintaining itself since the drop. Now we can see there's a new trend line formed. Uptrend on the meme coin. There we go. That's market analysis. I'm not going to bore us with more details unless you got questions about a specific coin or something else you maybe saw in the news. Found a new picture. This is called Mount Fishtail. It's in Nepal. And of course I have it darkened. Hang on a second. Let me take that off. Oops, of course, I still have this problem. Oh, that's so frustrating. Okay, there we go. I think that should do it. Nope, that still didn't cross over. There we go. Isn't that an amazing stump, eh?
That shear line is pretty amazing.
Yep.
What's the red?
The sunlight.
Oh.
Yeah, that's a sunrise at the very peak of it. It's like taking it. Well, maybe it's sunset. I don't know. I don't know what wall that's facing. Yeah, amazing.
Beautiful.
Anything else?
How are you doing today, Audrey?
I'm a little sore because I was helping Kim clean her messy condo. So I'm a little sore today.
Is she getting ready to sell?
No, she's getting ready. Well, her son was living in it with his girlfriend, and oh my god, yeah. And anyway, so I mean, she's got boys, so they don't help with this stuff. So I was going over there to help her clean. And I did a lot of bending and stretching and things with my arm I probably shouldn't have.
Mm.
But like, yeah, she was cleaning the carpet, which she probably shouldn't be doing either because her leg always gives her grief because she's had cancer, right, since 2011, and she had so many surgeries. One was to take some, I don't know, tissue or whatever out of her butt and put it on her breasts, and that has now given her a lot of grief. Yeah. So her leg really bothers her, kind of like my arm bothers me. But yeah, probably 10 times worse. So I didn't want her to go do it herself. So I went over and helped.
That's really kind.
Yeah. I'm going to be putting her flooring in. She wants to put laminate in. So got to get that ready and help her put that in. Yeah. So she can rent it out, make some money.
And hopefully have a more respectful tenant.
Yeah. Yeah. And I don't know, they're like in their early 20s, so they don't understand that, like they still have shit in there. They still have some of their stuff in there.
Oh,
like,
well, Mom will take care of it for us.
Yeah, well, it's just disrespectful. I just find that this 20-year-olds and up to 30-year-olds are just very disrespectful.
Yep,
And
they are.
Don't have a clue. What's that?
Do you remember how it is? And I don't mean to take away from what you were talking about, but this is something that is another evidence of how we are lied to about the reality that we live in. Did you know that the Gregorian calendar, the 12-month year, the 365.25 day calendar, did you know that it's copyrighted?
by the church?
Yeah. Did you know that when you say you're going to do something on one of their days, the way they define the days, that they make the claim that whatever you did, because you're measuring your time with their system, they own your time?
Well, there's 13 months anyway, and if you block it
Right.
off into that time.
The 28-day calendar, the 28-day month, is the correct chronological measurement of time that we experience because it's consistent. You know how we're also told that we're not supposed to have Friday the 13th because that's a bad luck day and it only happens every so often, and it's a good thing too because it's just the most terrible thing you could have happen?
It's
Guess
always
what happens
Friday the
when
13th.
you're following a 13-month calendar? Every month has a Friday the 13th.
Mm-hmm.
If it's the 13th, it's Friday. Look, if it's the 20th, it's Friday. Look, if it's the 11th, it's Wednesday.
What calendar are you looking at right now? Where
This
are you?
this is found at 13cal.net, and you can actually, I was looking at this, you can actually embed it. You can download a widget to put on any website so that you can have the proper day displayed.
I want that because I'm
Yeah.
tired of doing these calendars.
We have to get off of them. And I was
Yeah.
telling this to Wayne earlier. I said, I think this is how we start talking to each other. That if we're aware of the lie and we
Sorry,
want to get
can
out
you
of the
send that?
system, we need, what's that?
Can you send that link in the
Yeah.
chat, please? Do you mind?
Joe, not at all.
And keep talking about Wayne. I want to hear. Yeah.
Yeah, we were just talking about that. Like we have to start using this, and that's how we know when we're dealing with people who are of like mind. If they're not, they're still a slave.
Mm-hmm.
How do you interface that with the regular,
Calendar. Yeah.
with the regular mindset people?
So here's how you do it. I think you bridge people. We become the bridge. Next gen merchants are the bridge.
Yeah.
So I think the next gen merchants, we start doing this privately. When we have private clients, we say we don't use your calendar. And we start bridging people into this through the, hey, come and join us for Next Gen Merchants on Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday at their time and their place. And we'll use that calendar to attract leads. But once they become a customer, you're making an appointment with them. You're making it very clear. No, we're using the correct calendar. We're not using the calendar that was given to us by the acolytes of the father of lies.
Oh, they even have a converter on here.
Yep. And cal.com, the program that I like to use for my booking, if you're a developer, they actually give you the code to take their open source software and turn your calendar there with them into a 13-month booking system.
Nice.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. Market analysis.
Okay, so how can I use this now as my regular calendar?
I would bookmark the page to get started. I don't know of a widget that would do this. As I would like to have that when I go look at my phone. I want to see the date. I want to get used to this calendar. I want to live in this calendar. And I want to get it to the point where I would like it where next year I have to translate back so that this becomes second nature to me.
Yeah.
And I think that we should just start using it this way. Audrey, you and I meet on Thursdays.
Yes.
But let's project out and schedule it, write it down on a piece of paper like a good old fucking day timer if necessary. And
I'm gonna make a day timer with these.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, you could get AI to design it and have it already go to print.
Mm-hmm.
I love this. So it has a tab in here on what's your true birthday.
Yep.
My true birthday is November 15th. It's always going to be on a Sunday. And my numerology number, life path number is 8, not a 3.
Oh, did that ever change an 8?
Oh.
Wow. Wow.
You think, isn't that amazing how they word that? You think you were born this day. In reality, your true date, September 17th. Every Tuesday. Isn't that amazing? What a cool little tool, eh? And then there is a converter. There's a button to convert, so you can take anything and just click the convert button. Oh, look. The free 13-month planner PDF.
Where?
It's on the converter menu page. Oh my gosh. You got to become a lead to do it. Oh, yeah. Free download. You got to put your information in. I'll do that later because I have a specific identifier for that.
Mm-hmm.
The widget here, there's the code. You can take this widget. You can put it on any page, any website.
Oh,
I
okay.
love
So
it.
there's a widget.
Look at
Oh, it's in
that.
widgets.
28-day lunar reset. You know who would probably be right up this alley would be Carolyn.
Rolling. Mm-hmm.
Makes sense.
Why most fasting fails by week 2.
Mm-hmm. Because you're not in the right.
You're not in the cycle.
No. So you could embed this into the calendar system?
Where did
Well,
you find
with
that?
cal.com, they have the code for developers to rebuild their infrastructure, like custom it. I'm not there yet, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm going that direction. That's why I've been looking it up a little bit more and more now. With AI, we could build our own booking system.
Mm-hmm. Get Kevin to help. I wonder if you
Yeah.
can put it. I wonder if you can put it into high level.
Yeah, of course you'd be able to. You can embed anything. You can embed anything. If you wanted to, you could take cal.com and take the booking link, and there is an embed code. I can put that on any blank page.
Oh, I'm
I
gonna
just
get
don't do
Kevin
it
to
with
do
the
this one.
28-day calendar because I don't know enough about development. But now with AI,
I've been looking for this.
neat, eh?
Yeah.
Look at that current phase. Look at how dim the moon is. Oh, they do that so. This is amazing sight. Next full moon,
Oh, so we must be into new moon here tomorrow.
17th,
Yep.
28th on the 13-month calendar. And the next month is actually Sol, not July, Sol.
Okay. And as I understand, for women, even though we stop cycling, like having the period, our body still goes through that hormonal fluctuation that it always did when we were cycling.
Amazing. They got great documentation on it.
Wow, they even tell you, like here, for the 4 phases, 4 strategies, one cycle under the 28-day lunar reset to fast for an 18 to 24 hour window, and then the next or windows, day 1, day 3, oh yeah, all the way through day 7. Wow.
Look at this. Short history. Modern system was designed in 1902 by British statistician Moses Cotsworth, who wanted a perpetual calendar with uniform months for accounting and statistics. That makes so much sense. In the 1920s, Kodak founder George Eastman championed it as a business standard, and Kodak used it internally from 1928 to 1989.
Wow, that's a long time. I wonder why they changed or stopped.
50, what is that? 57, 6, no, that's 61 years. Wow. Wow.
Yeah, I'm going to be going through this,
This is fascinating.
integrating it into my world here.
Yep.
Yep. Bet you they didn't share that on Disclosure.
Yeah, likely not.
The people are just going crazy over it. Spielberg thinks that the old Christian church is going to be turned upside down over all the disclosure that's coming up.
Where is all the disclosures on?
Oh, he came out with a movie. It's called Disclosure.
Ew.
Letting everybody know, of course, this is the direction that we're going for disclosure. Trump even had to meet up with all the church leaders about a month ago, letting them all know that, hey, aliens are a real thing, and here's how to inform your congregants.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Hmm.
Well, aren't they going to go crazy?
Right?
I think they already have. They just don't recognize it.
Yeah. They don't know it. They think that Yahweh's a good guy.
Yeah. Oh, my friend Crystal, my cousin Lorianne, Kevin,
Joe Nandy, Kevin.
Andy.
It's going to be, you know what, I was actually sharing this with the Dragon Riders a couple weeks ago. I said, you know that the disruption that is coming to society next is going to sever ties between people. And we've already seen it. We've already seen it occur. You know, what we experienced with Brooke and her family. That was nothing compared to what's going to happen within the religious belief structures when this comes out.
Well, remember what it was like for us when we went through Biglano.
Yes. Yes. And alienating. Absolutely alienating. We're going to see it again.
Being physically ill for weeks.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so warping to the belief structure that people will go insane, and we're going to see uh, society be torn asunder as a result. And my question to the Dragon Riders was a friendly, what the fuck are you doing about it? You know, like, how you guys are all about this whole purification space.
Mm-hmm.
When this tsunami hits, how are you going to help your community navigate this tumult?
And their response? A shoulder shrug?
Yep.
Atlas shrugged?
We don't know. They don't know. They, you know, that's the thing, is that I find the people that have this affinity towards, spirituality, they have a difficult time being able to make it something applicable in the physical.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what does it mean? Remember, it was kind of like, Ian, I love the man dearly, but many times the answers that he has for people's problems, and I've asked him some serious questions as well. Many times the answers that he has, while I'm not saying that he's wrong, I find that the solutions are not something that I can go and practice tomorrow. Like, what do I do different tomorrow? How do I improve my situation tomorrow?
Mm-hmm.
That
Can
many
you give an
times the
example?
spiritual answers aren't supposed to do that.
What,
And they're
what
not
kind
going
of
to.
what kind of an answer would he give?
Trust in Jesus.
Mm.
But what does that
You know?
mean? It's not tangible.
Yeah. No, I know. It's the same
Trust
thing
in
as with the
Jesus.
Dragon Riders.
What?
The Dragon
Do
Riders just
what?
say, well, get more in touch with yourself. It's the same thing.
I can't do that in public. It's socially unacceptable.
I was thinking the same thing, Audrey Lynn. Oh my God.
I probably picked it out of your mind, but that's okay.
Oh, I didn't even think of that. That's your dirty people.
I am
Well, I
not.
think it's the
I had
Audrey
a bath
name.
last night.
I think
First
it's the
one in
Audrey
weeks.
name. I just didn't scrub between my ears.
Yes,
Oh, that's funny.
But that's the truth. I mean, like, your point this year so far, Paul, has been to get things practical.
Yeah.
And my name is Thomas. You got to show me the holes and you got to show me where the spear went in, because otherwise I don't believe you. If I can't have a physical experience of it, it's not real.
Mm-hmm.
It's a head game.
Well, no.
That's for me. That's for me.
Yeah.
I'm not putting that
But
out
it's
for
also
anybody
a
else.
feeling. It's also a feeling, Audrey. Like, I mean, you have a gut feelings.
That's still a
Right.
sensation. That for me, that's still a body sensation. And now I can choose to interpret what that
Mhm.
sensation means. It may not be consistent.
Mhm.
And I can say, I'm having this body sensation. I'm having this tightness in my stomach. I attempt to go to first level awareness, hot,
Mhm.
cold, tingly, that sort of an
Right.
idea, so
Yeah.
that I can relate to others from a common language.
Mhm.
But if you're not familiar with what your body can feel, then that's a growth
Right.
pattern for you. But nevertheless, um, to base my spirituality on, I feel this. Well, I feel crazy most of the time, so
Mhm. Mhm.
I wouldn't recommend it for most people.
Yeah. A lot of times it's more you feel chaos and you feel off balance and you feel, just
Where did this come from? I don't, like, 2 minutes ago I was fine, and now I'm take the sharp things away, because
I am slowly going crazy.
well, yeah,
Whether it's slow or fast, who knows?
depends on the day. Yeah, agreed.
Yeah. Yeah. Like the just trust in whatever that's not touchable has always been a hard sell for me.
Hmm. Agreed.
And I think that's why I'm doing what I'm doing, because it's like practical steps.
Hmm.
Everybody goes, "Oh, that's woo woo," you know,
Mm-hmm.
some of the woo woo stuff, the granola eating.
Hmm. Yeah.
Huh. No, this was good. Exciting.
A lot of fun.
I'm excited about the calendar, man. Whew.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, huh?
really, really cool.
Yeah. Well, again, it's another identifier. If we can identify the date, the sequence of time in a different system, it's another degree of separation we have from the deceit.
Mhm.
It's beautiful.
Oh, I want to go through the calendar because I think the 13th month that they're missing is called Sol, SOL.
Yeah, there are a few different
Different names.
calendars that
Which
follow the
one do they use
13-month
here?
one. This one here is just the more accepted within the 13-month calendar ecosystem. It's the most commonly used, and for good reason. It's chronological. It's not based off of the stars. It's not based off of any of that. It's based off of that moon cycle, because that's the mainstay. That's the consistent marker that the Earth has, regardless of what position the pole is in.
Mm-hmm.
And some of the other ones, they're the same thing. They just name the months different because, for instance, October, well, Oct is 8. So that's
Yeah.
the 8th month.
Mhm.
November is 9. December, Dec, that's 10. January and February are supposed to be months 11 and 12. No. Yeah, 11, 12, and then March is 13. April 1st, because it's April Fool's Day, that's the first day of the year. That's why it make it April Fools, because we
Yeah.
fooled you.
Uh-huh.
We tricked you. You thought first was January 1st. No.
No.
April 1st is when reality hit me. When I realized just how much of a fool I was.
Mm-hmm.
Well, have a good rest of the day, everybody. Thanks for
Yeah.
the visit.
Yeah, thank you.
Talk to you guys later.